Hey there, how's it going? I got a new layout. I decided the super close zoom on my face wasn't the best way to go. So now I got this more little spread out, and it's got what everybody loves, branding. While the layout's different, the content's going to be the same. It's going to be me playing Buzzword and you watching. What's Buzzword, you say? Well, it simulates the Quiz Bowl experience. It's going to be a series of 10 questions. Each question is going to have a progression of clues that go from more difficult to more well-known. And the sooner I buzz in and get it right, the more points I get. These first 10 questions are going to be all about pop culture. And the next 10 are going to be all about sports. Let's see what they got for us.
A 2001 film by this director is set at an orphanage whose yard contains an unexploded bomb. This director...
It's Guillermo del Toro. Because that's The Orphanage. You know, The Orphanage from The Orphanage. I think it's set during... No, because Pan's Labyrinth was set during the Spanish Civil War. So I think The Orphanage was World War One. I don't know. I guess that's a less... Maybe I would have started out with, what was it? He did Blade 3. Or maybe that's more well-known. I don't know. I think Shape of Water is the giveaway. Since he won Oscars for it. A strong start. On to question 2.
On a Brooklyn Nine-Nine episode named for one of these devices, Boyle is called Sidewinder during an upstate raid. Another of these devices crushes Dr. Romano on...
Oh, it's a helicopter. Yeah. So in the Brooklyn Nine-Nine, they're doing a raid upstate on Jimmy Figgis? Was that in the Jimmy Figgis arc? I don't know. There's all the villain arcs in Brooklyn Nine-Nine kind of blend together. Boyle, Jake, and Holt are all riding in a helicopter upstate, and they're trying to come up with nicknames for each other or call names for each other for the operation. And then on ER, I think that same doctor had his arm cut off by a helicopter blade at some point, and then ended up dying from a helicopter crashing on him. The writers of ER did not like that doctor.
This character flamboyantly opens a champagne bottle offered to the protagonist by Knick Knack, this character's henchman.
Oh,
this man
who's
who
Knick
is
Knack?
located due to...
No. Crap. Which one was Knick Knack? I think it's Dr. No. Knick Knack, Dr. No. Scaramanga, the man with the golden gun. Oh, I should have waited. I knew it was Bond, and I had the Bond instinct and buzzed in without actually knowing which one it was. Because Goldfinger's Odd Job, and Knick Knack is Francisco Scaramanga, who is the man with the golden gun, played by Christopher Lee, Saruman himself. That was my instincts got the better of me, and I should have thought and waited.
A song on this group's album, Go For Your Guns, Footsteps in the Dark, provides the guitar riff in Ice Cube's It Was a Good Day. This group's hits include 1983's Between the Sheets, 1973's Summer Breeze, and a 1959 hit that begins, You Know You Make Me Wanna Shout. For 10 points, name these R&B brothers.
I'm not sure what this is. Is it the Everly Brothers? Isley Brothers. Yeah, I thought it may have been. You Make Me Want to... Is it just Shout? I don't think the Isley Brothers did Shout. I mean, it's good on them for having hits in so many decades. But they're definitely one of those bands that, like, yeah, I've definitely heard their songs, but I don't know if I could pick them out of a crowd or answer a trivia question about them, apparently.
Stephen Lang created some of these things and put his mind in the body of one of them, known as
Stephen Lang.
Master Mold. Nimrod is a powerful one of these things from the Days of Future Past timeline, in which they killed such heroes as Nightcrawler.
They want like Sentinels? I don't know vowels. Yeah, Sentinels. Got the right vowel too. Yeah, the Sentinels, they in Days of Future Past, they're just big giant robots that are basically made to kill mutants in the X-Men franchise.
At the end of this film, the narrator asks, "Can you prove it didn't happen?" The
Prove
psychic
it didn't
Criswell
happen.
narrates this film, in which Eros revives Inspector Clay and a couple played by Bela Lugosi and Vampira.
Oh,
Aliens
it's
create
Plan 9. Yep, Plan 9 from Outer Space. A terrible, terrible movie. I believe the aliens' plan is to make zombies and then take over the world somehow. And Bela Lugosi's there, but he didn't come back for reshoots. And there's one of the actors who plays the sheriff, I think. He just consistently practices terrible, terrible gun safety because the director didn't tell him to do any different. So he was just kind of flaunting how terrible the directing was because the director wasn't stopping him from doing this thing that his character would not do. Not a good movie. Not a good movie.
A member of this family overrules a nanny so a bagel can be fed to Megathump, the pet rabbit of Sophie and Iverson.
What?
Another member of this family fires Jerry, a senior lawyer for Waystar.
Oh. They said Waystar, and that's a company in Succession, which I have not watched. But, powerful family. They said the name of a company that's in it. It just finished last week. Last week it had its finale. Yes, that's the Roy family from Succession. When they said Megathump, I thought it was going to be something weird. I thought it was going to be maybe because there's the Robinsons. There's that Disney animated movie, Meet the Robinsons, where they're like a real sciencey family. So I thought that, maybe that's it. But then they said Waystar.
Slightly Mad Studios developed a game in this series called Shift 2 Unleashed. In a 2019 game in this series, subtitled Heat, players gain rep in Palm City by triggering police chases. Games subtitled Hot Pursuit are part of...
Oh. Okay. Yep, that was... I'm not a big racing game guy, and I didn't recall those earlier games. Thought we may have been in the racing genre. But Need for Speed Hot Pursuit is one of the more well-regarded Need for Speed games. And though I didn't play it, I certainly know the name. So I'll take my 13 points.
This man and Quentin Tarantino worked on an unfilmed script about Django meeting Zorro. In a special set at the Blue Note Jazz Club, he says his real first name is a mashup of his grandfather's names. For 10 points, what black comedian's special, Rothaniel, included him coming out as gay?
Rothaniel. I don't know. Okay, yeah. And am unfamiliar with Gerard Carmichael. That seems somewhat familiar. But I can't place him in any particular media.
This rapper says, "I'm too shy to invite you" in a 2023 tribute with Lil TJ titled Gangsta Boo. She raps, calling his phone like, "Yo, send me a pin" on Boy's a Liar Part 2.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, I'll take that. Actually, that's me growing some fruit from my admittance that I don't know anything about recent pop music, so I've actually tried to listen to or familiarize myself with recent pop music, and Ice Spice is she on the come up. She's got a feature on that Pink Pantheress Boys a Liar Part 2 on that remix. She was on a track with Nicki Minaj. She might be the new thing for a while. But that was not a great round. Dropping Gerard Carmichael, completely messing up on Francisco Scaramanga. Just taking my lumps with the Isley Brothers and Gerard Carmichael. I was unlikely to get those answers right, but Scaramanga, I should have sat on and got correct. Not one of my greater weeks. Still good questions. On to sports.
This man was called Manna from Heaven and compared to Vladi Divac by GM David Kahn. Nathaniel Friedman used the pseudonym Bethlehem Scholes while writing a blog named for this youngest ever NBA champion. For 10 points, what center was drafted ahead of Dwayne Wade and Carmelo Anthony by the Pistons?
Ooh. Okay, yeah. Yeah, Darko. I don't know anything about Darko Milicic. All right, so we got basketball off the table real quick. I'm gonna say they throw us a curveball and go with hockey on this one.
A player on this NHL team killed a bat with his stick in a 1975 game played in heavy indoor fog. The French Connection line played on this team that, like Vancouver, is one of the two oldest franchises never to win the Stanley Cup. For 10 points, what NHL team in New York has a logo with swords?
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, a logo with swords, and I'm in New York State, not New York City. It's like the Islanders don't have swords. Why would they have swords? The Rangers don't have. Oh, Buffalo. Oh, yeah, I'd heard that thing about the bat. Oh, and there's in the fog game. Like they had the heating messed up, so it was just really foggy during this indoor NHL game. I did the cold read to call hockey there.
This man was at bat for what Tim McCarver called a blatant act. In the 2000 regular season, he was beamed in the head by a pitcher who, in that year's World Series, threw a piece of bat at him.
It's Piazza. That's the... Probably sounds like going to be a whole question about the Mike Piazza and Roger Clemens at bat, a singular at bat, the beef between Mike Piazza and Roger Clemens in the Subway Series year.
From 2000 to 2008, this country won 3 straight Olympic silver medals in women's basketball. The first woman to dunk in the Olympics was this country's 6'9" center, Liz Cambage. The Opals are the women's national team of, for 10 points, what country whose men's team is called the Boomers?
Yeah, I kind of thought it was Australia because they're pretty good at basketball on the women's side. But I just didn't have confidence. Even on opals, like Australia makes opals too. I still just didn't have the confidence to go for it.
In 2019, this man was taken 15th overall, becoming the third quarterback selected after Daniel Jones and Kyler Murray. His family alleges that he was drugged as part of a blackmail scheme in Florida.
What?
For 10 points, what former Ohio State QB died in 2022 while walking across an interstate highway?
Oh, yeah. What was his name? Dwayne Haskins. Yep. With the drug thing, I knew who they were talking about. I just didn't remember the name. That was a tragedy.
In this athlete's final Olympics, she tied rival Nellie Kim for a gold medal. Because of a 1970s montage from ABC's Wide World of Sports, the theme from The Young and the Restless is also called this woman's theme.
What?
For 10 points, what gymnast had the first Olympic perfect 10?
Okay, they already had a variety of spellings for Comaneci ready to go, or somebody else already put that in. Yeah. Nadia Comaneci, famous for getting the first perfect 10 in Olympic competition. She also had numerous perfect 10s after that as well. A very, very accomplished Olympic gymnast. So I think this is going to have to be baseball. It has to be baseball.
This team overcame a 5-run deficit in a 10-inning World Series game whose winning pitcher was Sir Anthony Dominguez. This team was no-hit by 4 pitchers, including Brian Abreu and Ryan Presley, in a November 2022 game. For 10 points, what team lost the 2022 World Series to the Astros?
Yeah, when they said Sir Anthony Dominguez, I thought it was the Phillies because he pitches for the Phillies. So I should have just went in there. But pitchers move around, especially relief pitchers. They move around so much. I wasn't sure.
This country's official traditional sports include a women's game called camogie and the earliest codified form of rounders. Until the 2000s, Rule 42 banned non-GAA sports from this country's Croke Park venue. For 10 points, what country's hurling championship is...
Hurling is Ireland or Scotland? I think it's Scotland. Damn it. Overthought it. This is a interesting selection of topics to have this week. Lots of international stuff.
This man was diagnosed with thoracic outlet syndrome after his team traded for Jimmy Butler. He suffered shoulder injuries after being drafted ahead of Lonzo Ball and Jason Tatum.
Somebody on the Heat.
What point guard out of Washington, who plays for the Magic, was taken first overall by the 76ers?
Is that a Jackson? Yeah, Markelle Fultz. Basketball weakness exposed again. Let's see. Probably football now.
A running back on this team missed the first 2 plays of a Super Bowl due to misplacing his helmet. Backup quarterback Frank Reich led this team over Houston in the playoffs despite trailing 35-3. For 10 points, what team starring Thurman Thomas lost 4 straight Super Bowls in...
Okay. Not a good week for sports for me. Because Secret Base didn't help me with any of those basketball questions. For those of you at home, you can check off the referencing Secret Base part of your bingo card for this week of me playing Buzzword. Kind of a rough one in terms of getting questions right, but good questions. Just didn't have the knowledge, which is how it goes sometimes. But I did get a very recent pop music question. So that's something to write home about, something to take away, something to be proud of. I had fun playing. I hope you had fun watching. If you did, you can help me out by hitting the like button, hitting the subscribe button. And if you think Buzzword seems pretty cool, you can play it yourself. You can head over to naqt.com/buzzword to check it out. I think this new setup's pretty good. I think I'm going to keep it like this. Anyway, that's going to be it for me. We will see you later.